Hello, everybody. I think I can start Self-Care Sunday now, being that Foofy has decided that he is staying. Right, Foofy? How is everybody? This is my favorite time of the year after Christmas. I love the lead up to Christmas. He's leaving again. I like the lead up to Christmas, Foofy, but I love the week that happens December the 26th to January the 1st. Goodbye, Foofy. Yeah, now he's out for good. Hold on. He's driving me nuts. So it's Sunday. It's Self-Care Sunday and I'm freezing. So what I did, part of self-care, is I made myself this Tulsi Sweet Rose. If you love rose flavor, my favorite cupcakes that I made in the cafe were rose. They were my best seller too. Vanilla cupcakes well, no, they were rose cupcakes with vanilla frosting. It's been a while. And buttercream, rose buttercream frosting was so good. And this is just like having a rose explode in your mouth. I can't explain it. People are like, ew, roses. I'm like, ew, it's so good. It's so good. And it's so warming because I'm freezing, you guys. So let me tell you what's going on. I had a video of me watercoloring Christmas ornaments. I have another hour of me acrylic painting that I said, well, John was using my phone to video record a Christmas carol, and I was losing space, and I said, don't worry about it, I'll use the house phone, which is an iPhone, and now I can't get them off of there. So I'm like, what am I doing for Self-Care Sunday? I was going to use one of those two as the backdrop to my Self-Care Sunday like I do. I video record and then I talk over it. That ain't happening. We're on our own. I have Self-Care Sunday here. So I was like, what is going on for the new year? I think in one of my videos, I made a little graphic of what I proposed I wanted to do for the new year as far as diamond paintings. And I think I was starting, I didn't even unbox her. I literally didn't even unbox her. I went crazy looking for, I don't even know what the other one is in the corner. I went crazy looking for Sacred Heart from Curtis Reikovich. And I found her on a D-stash. I didn't find her. Gabrielle found her for me. And I'm like, oh, I have to start this. But I think I have Queen of Hearts for February. And I'm like, is everything you do going to be Curtis Reikovich? You have other diamond paintings. So I'm at a crossroads right now, which is what I do. I am in the middle of Christmas. Oh God, I just realized that that's a branch. I'm in the middle of a Golden Christmas. And I'm just looking at this and I'm just seeing that that's a tree with snow on it. I'm going to show you. I am taking bigger sections, 4 10x10 sections, and I was so inspired by Diamond Art /14, who just finished The Fragrance of London. I've been telling you about Diamond Art 14, and I'm like, oh, I love that you take these bigger sections. And she's like, yeah, I really like taking a bigger section, and I know a few of you do, because when we got together for the Raven event, you guys were saying how take the bigger, I don't know if it was Gwen or Gail that said, take the bigger section. Just by watching her do it, I'm like, I'm taking a bigger section. I'm going to do it. And I'm loving it. But I also think too, I got to get some Diamond Art Club in my life. I have Diamond Art Club in there. Is Moon Eater Diamond Art Club? Yeah, I didn't finish her. And I'm like, oh, Counting Stars is so pretty. I'm like, finish what you started. You didn't finish Moon Eater. I have a few Diamond Art Club. God, I got the chills. Oh, I'm freezing. I'm freezing. So let's take a look at this. So I don't know. I'm still trying to decipher what the heck is going to go on for the new year. Okay. I just noticed that was a branch with snow on it. I didn't know that until I just looked at it. I had to walk away from it. So I was even inspired that I thought, maybe I should put this way. I even thought, maybe I will, even do like, I didn't put the glow of the candlelight in. I was saving that for my own little 1 minute clip, like let's light some candles. But then I moved, I was having so much fun. I finished this part up here, which really wasn't a lot. It was like basically 2 different colors, maybe 3 or 4 different colors. And I'm just realizing now that that's a branch with snow on it. Wow. It's such a beautiful canvas. You guys know how I work. Anything that's printed in white gets done first. So black is always printed in white. The symbol is always white because it's your darkest color. And then what I do is I diamond paint around those colors. It's just, that's why I wanted to show you the paintings that I was doing, because it was something different. I really embraced sketching, painting, and watercoloring during this holiday season. I took some time off. I wasn't doing lives, getting together for lives, because I wanted to have that time to just shift things around a little bit. I'm not burnt out from diamond painting. However, I do a lot of diamond painting, and I watch a lot of art constantly on my YouTube channel, and I get the itch. Sometimes I just want to journal. Sometimes I just want to sketch. Sometimes I want to paint. Sometimes I want to watercolor. And I think it's good, but I enjoy everything, but I really enjoy diamond painting because I keep saying that it is the type of activity where I don't have to think if I'm watercoloring or painting. I have to think about what color palette I'm using. This is already done. If I'm sketching, I usually don't color in my sketches. They're just usually like illustrations. I'm more of an illustrative artist where I sketch outlines. I don't sketch details. I sketch outlines, and then I highlight with black and white. I shade. Okay. So I make, some things need weight to them. And so once they're sketched, I would go in black and like just, add the depth to the whatever it is that I sketched. So where I don't really have to think. But watercolor and acrylic, you have to think about a palette. You have to think about what your palette is and what colors are you using, what goes with what blends, what's complementary, and what isn't. So I kind of need that for my brain sometimes. And I can tell you, especially with these moments of a lot of activity during the holiday, I'm very ramped up. I have a lot of energy all the time. And so I just get even more ramped up. I need to have an activity that brings me down. So I had that going on. And so I wanted to show you guys that. So what I'm going to do is somewhere in this menagerie that I call an art room, it's a mess all over again. It might be even in that over there. I'm going to get a battery that I bought. It's like a little mini, what do they call it? Hard drive. And I'm going to plug it into the iPhone and see if I can extract those 2 paintings off that I did. You guys, something else that I picked up this holiday season. I picked up a mini sealer. Have you guys seen these? They like seal things that you've opened, like snack bags and stuff. Well, after I dropped all my drills on the floor, because some of my drills, and I'll tell you which ones it was too. It was one of my mini make market kits that I had. Oh, here we go. Spilled out. And you know which one it was? The Raven one. It was the one that had the candlesticks and the Raven. And there's 2 other things in there. And I just wrote spilled out because I couldn't take it anymore. So this is, I would believe, my Christmas ornament. And being that I was painting acrylics and I was painting watercolor, I didn't finish this actual canvas, but here it is. And I don't want anything to fall out. These are the ones that are opened. So I went and bought this mini sealer. Where are you? And then this what I like about having things, I like having things in Ziploc baggies, but being that this was, what was this? This was, this doesn't look like, yeah, it has to be. So I bought the mini sealer. You turn it, this is on, this is to cut open, and this is to seal. So I'm going to turn this on. I did charge it. And see how I have these all clipped together? Because, lo and behold, these are the ones that are open. But this isn't really safe. And I thought, oh, what a great idea. So I'm using the heat seal end to hold it, because this side is sealed already and you need to have something to hold it. So I'm going to hold this end, and I'm going to start here. You put it in. Let me see what I'm doing. I'm doing things off to the side because I can't see. So I'm holding that heat seal end, and I'm putting this in there, and I'm pressing the seal button, seal, cut, and this is just on and off. I'm holding the seal button, and all you do is glide it across. And my bag is sealed. I missed one. My bag is sealed. My diamond painting bag is sealed. You had to get yourself stuck in there, huh? You had to get yourself stuck in there. There's always that one that's stuck. when you open up your bag, that's how it happens. They try and escape before well, you're just gonna fall out. But it's sealed. It's sealed. I don't have to worry about it spilling out. Even if I accidentally drop this, it's sealed. And I love it. I love it. So here's the heat seal edge, so I can hold that side. And then I put the sealer in, press the seal button, and you pull it out. Sealed. Not coming out. I love it. I love it because I'm a klutz, and I dropped everything on the floor, and I dropped all those drills on the floor. And you pull through. It takes 2 to 3 seconds, and they're sealed. Not coming out. So, you know me, guys. I tell you everything. I show you everything. I got this on Amazon. It was maybe about $8. I love it. Mini sealer. You don't just need it for snacks and chips. On, off. Give it a good charge. This is the cutter. That's the sealer. I hold, again, the heat seal side, because that's already sealed. I put it inside. Put it inside. Press the sealer. And it's sealed. Nothing's coming out. It's sealed. Like I said, I tell you guys everything. I give you all my tips and tricks. It's sealed. I never used a cutter. Should we use the cutter and open it up? I guess you would have to go below the seal. Oh, did I use the cutter? Oh yeah, I opened it up. I opened it up and cut it, but I didn't get below the seal. So you could even use these, like if you don't have your scissor around, you can even use these to open up. Oh, let me open up all my little baggies. And so let me put all the ones back that I didn't seal. Right now, they're being, they're living very dangerously here. And here's all the ones that I spilled. Or I was doing this. I was wrapping it with washi tape. This doesn't work that well either. I was wrapping it with washi tape. But here's all the ones that look how many different colors are in there. I was just like, I'm done. So what else is going on? What else did I get from Temu? I think I got this pen from Temu. I did. Because you know why I know I got this pen from Temu? Because it came with this skinny placer. And you could tell, like, let's look at a Diamond Art Club. Here, Diamond Art Club. Look at their skinny placer. Right? You could tell that they just took this and put this on top of there. Okay, let me see the other one. Do I have another skinny placer? I think I have a longer one. Yeah, here we go. So, see, this is Diamond Art Club. And this might be skinnier than the actual skinny. Can you tell? that might be skinnier. Let's see. No, no, it just looks that way. It just looks that way. I have been using it. It feels very lightweight. And the reason why I'm showing this is because everybody has a different price point. You know, you got a pen, you got a skinny placer. I always try and keep in mind new diamond painters that maybe are not, they don't know, they're going to continue with this art form, make up their mind, or want to try it. If I tried this and I was like, oh, Diamond Art Club has one, yeah, I'll get it. I don't know how sturdy this is going to be, but I've seen where, even I was watching Katie, who does, we all know Katie does a lot of diamond painting, and by Katie, I mean, isn't Katie's just like Cher? You don't even have to explain who she is. You just know, right? Katie was saying that hers was bending. Now you could tell this is a lot sturdier. She was saying that, I think she said she uses a 12 placer and she had some bending. This is really, really, it's sturdy. This just feels like a heavier metal. But this is not bad. I mean, I think I paid like $5 for it, and I think I have another one across the room. Let me get it. So here's what I had across the room. I actually did, this is how it came, because here's the pink one. Oh, and it did come with the, cute, right? I mean, like I said, everybody has a different price point. You know, not everybody has it in their price point to go out and buy a $50, $60, $70, $80 pen and buy, you know, spend another $20 on an attachment. Oh, the purple's really pretty. Really pretty. And it has the case. And I believe, and it screws in too. I didn't even realize that, which is so nice, because you see what I'm doing here? I have washi tape in there. Really nice. And I did try this on another pen that I had that screws in, and it did not fit. That's what the video was about. So there you have it. There's the inside. We'll use this one. Like we'll fill this one up. I have wax in here. Ever since I had that meetup with Lizette, I said to her, "What do you use? Can I ask you what putty, what wax you use?" And she just held up the Diamond Art Club wax. She's like, "That's it. I use this. It comes with the kit. I use it." I was like, "I know it. I know it. I knew that she was going to say that, because she's so practical." So I'm going to use my Dreamer Design wax in that. I've been using it. Look how pretty they look together. And I think I bought another one. Diamond Painting Stainless Steel Head. I bought another one just to see. Are they the same? I will put it inside of here. It has a screw on. This is a 5. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. This is a 5. And I guess it's only going to screw on. Which size is this? This might be like a 7. So this one's smaller. Let's do the 5. I guess it's only going to screw on my Temu pen, too. Oh, yeah. It screws in really nice. Okay. It's in there tightly. Here's the inside of that one. Get rid of that. The only other screw pen that I have, I believe, is cat tiered. But I do a really good, nice job at, like, taking my... That's never going to fit in there. This is my rain stick pen, and I really don't need that much washi tape, but it does have washi tape on it to fit in there. These never come out. I'm not even trying to pull that out. I don't think that this is a screw on. Again, washi tape. No, not going in. And this is from, this was a gift from Ren for doing the event. at Diamond Art Emporium. I love this pen. Love it. I love this pen. It's a gorgeous, it's such a beautiful Christmas pen. I want to use it now. I want to use it, but we can't. We can, but we're not going to. I'll use it another day. I think Cat Tiered is the only other one that I have that screws in. And I broke that one. I broke it because it fell off the table. It's glass. It's gorgeous. And I broke it. And I had to glue it back together. Oh, let's put you in here so you don't get lost. There we go. I have, though, another placer from Temu that I love. And it's actually on my... I have that one wrapped too. I love this one. And I love it. And I have wax in that one too. All right. I think I'm warm enough now. I could take this off now. Oh gosh. Freezing. Okay. So what's going on? How was your holiday? What'd you get? Me and John don't exchange gifts. I think I was telling you guys because of our anniversary. We don't exchange gifts. Here's my little snowflake. So pretty, my little snowflake. But I did surprise him with some stuff. Musical stuff I surprised him with. I was working with this color, 938. That's number 1. Oh, I didn't load up, did I? Let's load up. Let's get some wax in there. Yeah, I got him a capo for his guitar that has his name on it. I got it engraved. Let me get this in here. And I got him cufflinks that were engraved with his name. My husband wears a lot of cuffed shirts when we go anywhere. He always has a cuffed shirt on, and he has cufflinks on. Okay, I'm just looking to see how that's filling up there. Put this here. Again, I tell you, you guys, keep the silicone on this side because you can stick that right on there. If you're a big dipper like I am, especially with wax, I am. Let's get you in close. And that was it. And he gave me a beautiful necklace with pictures in it from Brighton. I love Brighton. I got my mom beautiful earrings, and we had the bag. I think I have the bag here. Yeah, because I brought my art up here. This is the Brighton bag. We had 2 of them. This one only had tissue paper in it, and this was the one that he brought to my mother's. The other one with her gift on it is on the piano. I have stuff from them, like from the 80s, and it's still gorgeous. It's still like in fashion. They're statement pieces, you know. I'll have to show you when I have the locket on that he bought me. It's beautiful. And he had a picture from our honeymoon put in there, and he had a picture of his best friend, the other John. So I'm just going to call him the other John because neither one of them knows when the other one showed up because they're born a few days apart, and their mothers were friends, and so they were raised together. Isn't that a great story? And he's like I don't even remember like when Johnny showed up, and Johnny says the same thing. The other Johnny says the same thing. He's like he was just always there. He was just part of the family. And it was from his daughter's wedding, the other picture. And she got married the following week from us. We were married on the 12th. She was married on the 18th. I like the long nose on that. I like this one too. I did a whole video on placers, and now I feel like I can't talk to you guys about anything because it's stuck on my phone. Like, see how this one is fat? I don't like this one too much. It's too fat. Look how thin that is and tapered. I like that. Because I can see. It's not... The body of the placer is not hogging up my view. I could see the diamond drill and where it's going. So we had our party. I don't know what I've told you guys. I feel like I haven't really caught up with you guys in a while. So we had our party, and the next day we were like, John is like, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I said, and it's not that you're doing so much because we break it down. We're like professional party givers. We know we're going to shop this day. We're going to prep this day. We're going to cook this day. We're going to get the liquor this day. We're going to set up this day. So, because we want to enjoy the party too. We don't want to be running around the day of the party. But the next day, I was like, I am not moving. Order a pizza. Do whatever. He's like, order a pizza. There's so much food down. I'm like, I don't care. Heat it up. Do what you got to do. I'm not doing nothing. Not doing nothing. Oh, you're on your own. He's like, don't worry about it. Well, Johnny is. We just went for a long walk, and in our neighborhood we have a bakery that every Sunday they make roast pork. You go in and you can get like a big container of roast pork and get fresh bread, and then we went and walked through our neighborhood that has all Christmas lights, and there was a Dickens family. I was like, go stand near the Dickens family. I got to show you guys. I'm gonna pop it in. And I said, John, I'm so grateful that you're the type of husband. He'll just be like, he'll just say to me, like, don't worry about it, hon. I'll get it. You want a cup of coffee? I'll get it. You want something from the store? I'll get it. Like, if I go food shopping with him, it's the funniest thing. I feel like I got a kid with me. Because he'll be like, he circles. I'm like, John, don't circle me. Don't circle me because I got things in my head and I can't have you around me. And the first couple of times that I said that to him, and then it just caused an argument because he wants to help. So now, it reminds me of like when I used to teach in the rec center. And I used to get all the kids that, were really hyper and couldn't sit still and stuff. And I would give them important jobs to do. I'd be like, sharpen all these pencils and put them in this. I need them, and make sure the point is down, or you give them like things to organize, take the paper clips apart, put them together, whatever, just things to like keep them, until I could get to, all right, now we're going to go and do this. Now we're going to go and do art. Now we're going to, because sometimes you just get a kid randomly. It's like, I need you to take this kid. He's being too disruptive. I'm like, what am I going to do with him? Oh, here, sharpen these pencils. Until I get a free minute, and then we'll do some art. So that's what I would do. So now I take John to the store. I'm like, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go over to the meat department. And I need, like I'll give him something very specific that's going to take him a while. Okay, now I need you to go over to the produce. Now, do you need to write this down? I need lemons. I need oranges. They'll be together. And I need a pomegranate. So, yeah. I give him chores to do, and then he comes back, and he'll be like, "Okay, what do you need now?" I'm like, "Okay, I need to get me peanut oil, not olive oil, not vegetable oil, peanut oil." Okay, and then he comes back. Now what do you need? So I'm sending them all over so I can shop. So I can shop, and then I'm over there like I'm looking at labels. That's what I'm doing. But it's funny. And I tell him too, I'm like, I feel like I got Josh with me when he was little. Josh, all I had to do with him, funniest thing, was give him a broom or something. If I walked down the cleaning aisle and gave him like a mop to hold, he was happy. He was quiet. A broom, a mop, a rag. I don't know. Maybe because he was always used to seeing me cleaning and stuff. I had a preemie baby, so I was just always on top of everything in the house. So he would scream for a mop or a broom. I'd be like, oh, here you go. Here you go. Have the mop. So, but I am really grateful that he is that way where he's like, I'll get it. I'll do it. What do you need? And even when we were getting ready for the party, he's like, okay, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to prep? What do you want me to chop? What do you... I got to be prepared. I got to be prepared. It's not like I could say to him, here, sharpen these pencils until I'm ready for you. I could maybe try it, though. I could try it. But I would never trust him with my art pencils. I wouldn't trust him with my, you know, Carandash pencils or my Prismacolor. But yeah, we had a good time. But I was dead after. And it's funny because our friends will always say, "I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you get all this stuff ready. I don't know how you do it." I'm like, we're organized. But it's after the party. We're like, oh boy, they're totaled. Yeah, we're totaled, guys. I'm skipping all around because I picked this color up. Now, I don't diamond paint this way. I don't like hunting and pecking. And especially that this color, this symbol number 1, is done in green, but the actual color is brown. I don't understand. But it's not like a brownish green. It's not like a darker green, and like a hunter green. You know, it's just it's brown. 938 this is. And I'm kind of confused as to why it's brown. Why it's green, but the actual color is brown. So I don't diamond paint this way. So I start with a symbol that is done in white, like the Y, or the dot here is black. So I would do all, because it's easier on your eye. I don't know if you could see that with the light on. It's easier on your eye to look for, like take this side. It's easier on your eye to look for a symbol that is in white, because you could see that very easily. Oh, here's all the white. Here's all the white. There's actually no black on this side. Here's black. Here's all white symbols. Is that coming through? Here's all white symbols, white symbols, white symbols. And then what I do is, because being a painter, I know that my white symbols are my shade colors. And so that this is going to be my outline. And then artists don't shade all in just like black or gray. They're going to shade, in black, they're going to shade in colors that are like blue. And so I know, like, see how this is black? And then there's a Y. If I go to the next black, there's going to be a Y there. There's going to be this color. It's the same thing here, you know, right here. This was black, and then it was the Y. They follow each other. And so, and then I just keep working outwards. But this, I don't know what made me pick up this color, and I'm getting like really bored of it right now. I'm going to put it away because I can, because it's in this case. Because I'm hunting and pecking. I don't diamond paint that way. There aren't any more colors that are done in white, but there are later colors. So the next denomination for me is, I'm looking at what I did here, and the next denomination is K. There's K here, K here, K here, K here. You look at where you were, and it'll tell you where you're going. Does that make sense? I look at where I was, and I know where I'm going because K is going to be next. And then I could see that E is going to be next. And then I could see that C is going to be next. I have to make sense of it. The first time I did confetti, I thought I was going to like just pull my eyelashes out. I'm not kidding you. I got up from the chair and I went into the other room, and I was like, I'm throwing the canvas away. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so dramatic. I can't do it. I went in the other room. I went and made myself a cup of tea. And as I was walking back into my living room, it started to come into view. See how like this came into view here? That's a tree with snow on it, and it's like nighttime. I don't know if you can even see it still. It started to come into view, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. But I was like, I sat there. I sat there looking at my canvas at my desk, tapping my hand and going, how do I make sense out of this? How do I do it? They didn't just throw a bunch of symbols on here. They make sense. But what is it? How am I cracking this code? And I was like, well, when you sketch, how do you sketch? How do you sketch? And then, like I said earlier, I put the weight in by making certain places darker. So if that interests you in any way, you're welcome to take a peek at my confetti classes. I think it's called Confetti Chaos. So I don't know what made me start to do this. Maybe because they were already in the case, and I just wanted to do something that was in the case. But I just drove myself nuts for a little while. Just, it's like, what are you doing? You just drove yourself nuts. Put them in there. But I love this canvas. I absolutely adore it. I am going to have it framed. I even like the washi tape that I had. I forget whose washi tape this is, but I cut it over here. I gotta get it fixed. Who's going to be next? Who did I say? Okay. I forgot already. Book of Awakening is waiting. And I always feel like when I get to like a part of the story of whatever it is that I'm talking about, that usually that's a good place to stop, because usually Book of Awakening, somewhere along the way, what I'm talking about, it always seems to come back and relate to. Oh, weren't we just talking about that? But I think a lot of things like that. A lot of things are like that. Let's see. Let's try the bigger one, because I think I have a lot more here. 2, 4, 5. My diamond painting tray is falling apart. I have Ditzy creating a diamond painting tray for me. I put her up to a challenge. I hope she doesn't hate me for that. I said, I'm like, your stuff is just too fabulous. I can't make up my mind. Can you help me? And she's like, tell me what your favorite color is. Tell me who your favorite pet. Tell me, like, she asked me a series of questions, and I'm like so intrigued. And other people were intrigued too. They were like, wow, this is like really cool. I can't wait to see what she creates for you. So I'm waiting for her to get back to me. My tray is falling apart, and I love this tray. And what I'm going to do, because I did buy myself a glue gun over at Michael's, I'm going to glue gun that. Or maybe I'll Gorilla Glue it. Look, I'm using it. It's broke. I'm using it. I'm still using it. All my people, well, I guess I could ask Ditzy, because she does 3D printing. Ditzy, how do I fix that? So, yeah. Isn't that cool? I feel like diamond painters are moving where, they're creators. Yes, they create diamond paintings, but now they're moving into a whole other arena. I see so much more from the diamond painters that I love, that they're expanding into different things. And it's just so exciting, because, it's like being a makeup artist, and like you don't want to buy what everybody else is producing, because as an artist, you know what you want from a product. And so you go out and you make your own. I know I did that. I went out and made my own cosmetics, because I was like, oh gosh, this is just not going to work. And not that every girl was walking around with doing print work or video work, but we want good products. We want things that are going to last, and we want things that are, there's it's like, oh wow, this is the product I've been waiting for. This is it. This was created by somebody that knows. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. So, I'm excited. Because I love this tray. I do. I mean, the latch is loose. It's so loose. I love the little pen holder for when I'm done. I love that it has a lid. It's the only one that I have too. It's the only one. I never went out and bought another one. I bought Firefly, and I tend to lean towards this design, but there's just something about this one. I don't know. There's just something about this one that's just fabulous. I don't know what it is. I have baby fireflies. I love my little blue one. That's a really special one. Let's move you over. When you have that light on, boy, you see every part of the drill space, don't you? It's like, how do we miss it? It's not like the diamonds are that big. How do we miss it? How do we not cover the space, is what I'm trying to say. So Johnny is going to be reading the last stave 5. And I have to tell you, like we were talking about that today on our walk too, about how emotional the last 2 readings were, because you're getting down to this last one is consequence, you know? The last reading is not one that you rush through. I was listening to him because I was painting while he was reading that in the background, and you see me painting, but I was listening to it and he was getting choked up in certain parts, and it's all about the consequences of, you know, the way that Ebenezer decided to live his life. And just, oh gosh, I was like, this is not a chapter to be hurried. This is one that you take your time with. This is one that really it really stops you. You really, you get the whole gist of the story. And like I said, it's not to be hurried. It's the one that makes you think, what kind of person am I? How am I living my life? Am I happy with myself? You know, it's just, it was so impactful. And we went a little bit longer, and he's like, that's it. You know, he said, I need to have enough to finish the story. And I'm like, yes, we'll finish the story tomorrow. And, you know, so we went out, got coffee, we went and stopped and got roast pork for sandwiches later. And we were talking about, you know, this last part. And he's excited. He wanted to do it. I said, John, you're coming out with the guys. Him and his friends have been getting together. They're so funny. They're all so funny. Him and his friends have been getting together, and they've been doing like these Italian nights. The boys' Italian nights. So they went to a new Italian restaurant yesterday, and not a new one, but they went, for them it was new. They're exploring. They're exploring, and they're, you know, having a good time. And they're all so funny. Let me see, did I get wax on there? Yes, I did. Well, that's one thing about wax. You can scoop it up. It's not like the putty. Not like the putty. I can't, you know, I would have had my tater tot putty. I can't find it. I got to get in this room and I got to start doing stuff. But I really feel like until the new year comes and goes, and you get your decorations down and get things put away. When do you guys put your stuff away? Do you wait until New Year's? I know people who take their Christmas decorations down the next day. I'm like, how could you do that? The New Year ain't even here. Like, I guess maybe because we entertain still. Like, we'll have an open house. We'll have people in here. Absolutely. We'll be cooking again. We'll be doing all that. But I'm like, how do you do that? How do you take your Christmas decorations down? But they do. And then they got Valentine's Day up. I'm like, it's not even the New Year. What are you doing? To each his own. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? And maybe it's people want to enjoy. Because I know a lot of people have had their Christmas decorations up since, like, right after Halloween they started. And so maybe they're like, all right, I had enough of this. I need to, like, look at something else. But I love Christmas. I just feel like I have a hard time getting started. There's people that are like, so like, oh, I can't wait. What kind are you? Tell me. What kind are you? Do you love this season? Do you start early? Do you keep it up until little Christmas? I used to do that. I used to keep it up till little Christmas, till January 6th. And a lot of people in the neighborhood do. It's primarily Italian neighborhood, and you'll see everything up until um, January 6th, absolutely. And people won't even question, like, oh, your Christmas decorations are still up? We know. It's little Christmas. So, we leave it up. I'm going to do this one. I will say that the spacing on these is very nice. It's not like I'm picking these up and I'm like, oh no, you know, I'm not hitting the drill space. I'm hitting the drill space. You know, there's no, it's not like this is not cut correctly. It's not like, oh, this is a 5-placer and I you know, I'm finding that my aim is off. No. It's doing a good job. I honestly really would not know the difference unless I knew by the shape. The shape gives it away. But I'm curious to know what is in Self-Care Sunday. I left Johnny taking a nap, so I know as soon as I'm done, you know, with my recording, he's going to be like, all right, I'm ready to read. I'm ready to read. And then I'm like, what do they call it? A grip. I gotta look at the end of a movie to see like where the credits are, and you know, I become the makeup artist. I'm the grip person. I'm the set designer. My friend, I have to put it up for you guys. My friend Mark, who is a costume designer in the theater, he just posted another Dickens from the BBC called Dorrit, and oh, I was like, oh, it's a Charles Dickens novel. It's called Dorrit. I'll put it in the. I think I took a snapshot for you guys. I'll put it up. And I was like, oh God, me and John are just looking for something to watch. What the heck is going on with Hollywood, you guys? What is going on? There is like nothing to watch on television at all. Last night, what did we watch? We watched something from the 90s. I think the 90s was a really good time for movies. But can I tell you what we watched? I don't know. I forgot already. I forgot. I don't know what the hell I watched last night. Because he felt, oh, I know what I watched. I watched Will Ferrell in a movie where Emma Thompson is the narrator, is a voice that only he hears. So she's narrating his life. But there's a reason why she's narrating his life. Queen Latifah was in it. Dustin Hoffman was in it. Did you ever hear of this movie? I don't know it. We watched it. He fell asleep. He got up when he heard MGM music going off. He's like, oh, what happened? I said, you missed it. It was really good. Oh, and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Come on. How did I never hear of this movie? So that's what we watched last night. It was good. It was good. I never get a bad movie from the 90s. Never. I never get a bad movie from the 90s. What's that about? I was busy working through the 90s. I had the restaurant. I was going back and forth to New York. So I missed a lot. I missed a lot. I missed a lot of life. I missed a lot of weddings, babies being born. I missed all that. I was working. I think I got them all. No, I didn't. Here's a gang. So you got to go where you were to know where you're going. So let me do this, and then we're going to do Self-Care Sunday. I've also been practicing going east to west. I kind of like it. I never liked it, but now I'm kind of liking it. And maybe I'm liking it with the rounds. I kind of feel like I get more, they seem to be more aligned if I go east to west and north to south. North to south, they're all shingad. They're all over the place. But east to west, they look like they're okay. They're all right. They're not giving me a hard time. Because then I go back in with the aligner. Usually, if I wasn't talking to you guys right now, I'd be going in with the aligner. Oh, I like a 5-placer. Usually it's a 4, isn't it? So I like a 5-placer. That was pretty quick. I didn't time it. Let me see. That wasn't long. And I got all the K's. And so like now I see just with my eye. I spy with my little eye. E. Here's where I was. E. E. I was here. Oh, there's K's. E. 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 Where I was is what's next. E. That's how I do it. So then I'll fill in all my E's. And I think this is Streamer Design, and I think it's a rather new canvas. Like, by new, I mean just came out last year when they tightened up their canvases. Because you hear that little crunch? I usually don't hear crunches with rounds, but I hear crunches with this canvas. Like, oh, that they're getting in there, they're tightening. I don't know. Did they tighten their round canvases too? I don't know. So here's where I was. All the K's are done, but now I see here's E, 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 E. There's a K. Did you hear that crunch? E, E. So that's where I'm going next. I'm going next with E. And then we're starting to come in towards the middle. That's why I should have never did the ones. I got to do, after the E, I got to do C. And then after the C, I got to do A, because that's what's bordering. That's what you're doing. You're filling in your border. I filled in the K border. Now I'm going to, what's bordering K? E is bordering K. And then A is going to border, oh, C is going to border E. And then A is going to border C. And then the 1. See? You can't do it backwards. Drive yourself nuts. All right. What did I say this was? K. Okay, where are you? I need to keep some baby wipes near me because the one thing that I notice with the wax is I'm getting wax in here. And if you're getting wax in here, you're getting wax on what's left over, and then they start to stick together. You don't want that. I'm going to try and wipe out my tray more often. Now I'm getting the heat cups. All right, let's read. Boom. Today is, my watch does not want to tell me what day it is. Everything on here. Oh, Sunday, December 28th. Everything on here but the day, but the date. See, I have all different markers in this book. I can't give this book up. This is the original, and I just went to, look, it's falling apart. The original was like $50-something. I have pages from other books in here. I have stuff from all over. Notes, because I used to teach with this book. Highlighter. My vacuum pen. I used that as... Oh, look, we're coming to the end. Integrity. Oh, this has been a big thought on my mind these days. A huge thought. I have read this before because it has other underlined. So that's my first clue. I've read this before. Let me get... I bought these little cases from Five Below. And I like that I can keep a pen and some paper. But what I really like, you see, I pointed out that pink highlighter. It was this one. And I bought a pink marker. And it came with a pink pen. Beautiful. But I also have it in green. So I'm going to use green. I should make a little key code, green 2005. Well, I should. Oh, look how pretty it is with the sparkles in it. And I'm going to write 2005. 2005? What is wrong with me? 2025. So I know that anything I'm going to underline right now. Integrity is the ability to listen to a place inside oneself that doesn't change, even though the life that carries it may change. Rabbi Jonathan Omer Mon. Integrity is the ability to listen to a place inside oneself that doesn't change, even though the life that carries it may change. So, your principles are your principles. That's what I get from that. You know, when you know what your principles are and what you value, and you have a good moral compass, yeah, integrity doesn't change. Much of our journey throughout this book has been about discovering that place inside and cultivating the ability to listen to it, while having compassion for the life that carries it. I paused there for a minute because I was having a very deep thought about what we're reading, and that's A Christmas Carol. It moves me to share the story of a troubled man who, exhausted from his suffering and confusion, asked a sage for help. I feel like I just heard this story. The sage looked deeply into the troubled man and with compassion offered him a choice. You may have either a map or a boat. Okay. After looking at the many pilgrims about him, all of whom seemed equally troubled, the confused man said, "I'll take the boat." I was wondering which one I would take, and I always travel without a map. I would have taken the boat. The sage kissed him on the forehead and said, "Go then, you are a boat, life is a sea." As we have discovered so many times, and here's what I have underlined, we have everything we need within us. Everything. I hope that's a lesson that you get really early on, because it took me a while to get that. The ability to listen inside is our oldest oar. You are the boat. Oh, God. Sit down quietly and put down all your maps for the moment. I'm telling you. I don't know if I ever... Did I ever kick myself for not having a plan? I joke. I'm going to get this on a t-shirt. The only plan I ever made was a plan B. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. I don't know if anybody's ever said it. I don't know if I heard it from somewhere. But for right now, I'm claiming it. I'm trying to think, did I ever feel like I need a plan? I think... It's not that I like surprises, but I've always felt guided in my life to go with the flow. And it sounds like such a cliche. I didn't want to say it, but and nothing hit home like being in New York and knowing that traveling without a map and literally getting lost. Even when I lived in Florida, I knew nothing of Florida. And I just kind of wandered. I wandered places. I wandered into things. I wandered in and out. And there's always, it's deliberate wandering. Does that make sense? And I feel like that with diamond painting. I feel like it is such a deliberate practice, even though there's nothing deliberate that you have to do. You don't have to deliberately sketch something. You don't have to deliberately choose colors. You don't have to deliberately go out and buy drugs. Everything is done for you, but it doesn't mean that it's a mindless practice, that you're doing something mindless. Because I've heard people say, or I've heard people say that people say to them, like, "What are you doing? You're like gluing these little things on this, like, don't you have anything else better to do with your time?" They don't get it. And it was like that in yoga too, because I teach yin yoga, which is the practice of really going inward. And if anyone were to look at you, if anyone were to come into a yin class, they'd be like, "You're not really doing anything." I'm sitting with myself. That's enough. and quieting the voice. Um, yeah, so I've done deliberate wandering in my life. I would always go out not knowing where I was going, but knowing that I was going to find something. Okay. Sit quietly and put down all your maps for a moment. Let your breath take you safely out to sea. And this was something else that I learned during my yoga practice. We had a 5-hour meditation course that we had to take where we sat with our eyes open, not closed, your eyes open, and you just meditated for 5 straight hours. And the next practice after that, and who taught this the class was few books. I can't really get behind this guy just because I didn't gel with this gentleman. There was an offering, but you had to weed through a lot of bullshit. I don't just believe what I hear. I research. And I'm a critical thinker. And a lot of what he was saying was like, is that true? I don't think so. So maybe it wasn't true for me, but I know that afterward, and because he was the founder of the yoga studio, who I adore, who was my mentor, because she would just sit at his feet and hang on every word that he said, you kind of felt like, well, if she sees something in him, there must be something there. But then I was like, there really isn't. But that's who taught the class. And then afterward, the second offering was that we had to, and I tell you that because I just had a pause there. It's like, oh, you know, and I tell you that because it doesn't matter what is behind or in front of someone's name. If it doesn't sound right to you, if it's in your gut and it doesn't sound right, especially women, we have this internal compass that we're blessed with. We know bullshit, you know. And men have it too. You know, I can walk into a restaurant and I know who the cops are. I know who they are. They're the guys that are always sitting with their back up against the wall, looking at the door and looking at everybody around the room. They scope their surroundings. They always know what's going on, no matter where they are. But because someone has something in the beginning or end of their name, doesn't make them an expert. I'd rather talk to people that ask a lot of questions. And it seems like today we're not allowed to ask questions. I don't know where this came from. I was actually listening to a discussion. I listen to a lot of discussions. I listen to a lot of stuff. I don't really watch television. But I listen to a lot. And I noticed that the people that are asking questions because something is not sitting right within them, they're like, I don't really think that doesn't seem right. I don't really think that can happen that way. They're the people that are like, well, the majority thinks so. And that's another thing. I think that you really need to. Who said it? It takes courage to grow up and be who you really are. It really takes a lot of courage too to go your own way. When you feel your compass pointing in another direction and you break away from the crowd, because just look at nature. There's safety in a crowd. More so than when you are out on your own. I don't know, for whatever reason, people feel like they maybe because they don't see that person protected, and they kind of I don't know. Deep questions today with this reading. It's like 2 paragraphs long. I don't know. I was always very comfortable being on my own. I never felt like a loner. I always felt bored in a crowd. Yeah. So, and I felt like, maybe probably saying that about him. That was my opinion, but there were other people that were like, wow, uh, he's a little full of himself. And I feel like I'm being cruel, but I also feel like I'm being truthful. And that was a big discussion, wasn't it? Being truthful. I'm sure he's had a lot of knowledge and teaching. I think that he did study with a lot of what one would call a very enlightened individual. And I think that that's what was bothering me, is that he kept throwing this name around of this person that he studied with, and like, well, this makes me an expert on this subject because I trained at the knee of whomever it was, the Dalai Lama. I don't know. Um, yeah, I think you have to, when something doesn't feel right, go with that. So sit quietly and put down all your maps. How do you create a map if you don't drift? Let your breath take you safely out to sea. Breathe gently and bob there and simply listen. Oh gosh, I'm getting the biggest smile on my face because it's the best thing that I love to do. What was John watching the other day? It was a movie. What did he have? Oh, he had on a Christmas Story. I was like, oh my God, the noise in this movie. Somebody's always screaming, dogs are barking, he's screaming, the kid's screaming. I was like, take this movie off. I can't take it. I love the movie. But I was just so aware of all the noise. And one of my favorite things to do is to just breathe and bob. Oh God, just to lay on the water and just drift out to sea, leave everybody on the beach with the ice cream man, the fudgy wudgy man, and and be quiet and listen to a seagull. I would love it. I would love to just be like on a tire, floating, have a seagull, maybe Foofy. Foofy has not been out in the yard. We have a falcon. We have a hawk in our yard. He's gorgeous. I have to send you guys the picture. My neighbor took a picture. He's like, hey, you want to see who's outside in your yard? I'm like, John saw him once, but when he said John was in the kitchen and he screamed, oh my God. I went running. I'm like, what? He's like, there was a hawk sitting on our railing. I'm like, oh, Foofy's never going outside. But our neighbor took a picture and he's beautiful. Oh God, he's like the color of topaz. He's like topaz and white. He looks like an eagle. He didn't even look like a hawk, but he's a hawk. He's a hawk. And I'm like, I think that's why Foofy is on the Shay Long. That's something else I learned today. He was watching a movie and the song was saying all day long on the Shay Long. I'm like, what the hell is she singing? He's like, the Shay Long. She's like, who's Shay Long? And I'm like, the Chase Lounge? He's like, that's not what it's called. Lizette. I'm always screaming for Lizette. Lizette. Did I highlight anything underneath here so I know 2005? But what really hit home with me? Oh yeah, well the last line. December 28th. Breathe and bob there and simply listen. I want to know where my brain was in 2025. I'm missing 20 years. Well, let me see. Yeah, no, that would have been a whole other decade. Because I just got done talking about the 90s. I'm going to get back to my Golden Christmas. And be careful what you say. I'm going to get back to my Golden Christmas and my map for Confetti. Here's my map. My map for confetti. Oh boy, guys, we're always learning, aren't we? Aren't we learning? I'll never look at this the same way again. I got a map. I got a road map to confetti. The only map I've ever had. The only map I've ever owned. I'm making you guys dizzy, I'm sure. So look out for this because I am going to do a short here on this and just like let's light the candles. I want to try and do something like Diamond Art 14. Thank you so much for inspiring me. You are an angel. You are an angel. And yeah, I got some other irons in the fire for you guys, especially my members. So thank you for being here. I will catch you, as always, in the next one. And I'm hoping to see more of you this upcoming week because, like I said, I have irons in the fire. I have, what the heck is that called? A Christmas Carol, the last one. I don't think he's going to read today. He's out of it. I could tell he's out of it. And we'll do it tomorrow morning. And I wanted to take you guys on a we went earlier today. We went and walked through our neighborhood, and we have like little Christmas villages up the little streets that we live around the corner from. And I wanted to take pictures. He's like, "No, we'll come back later." I knew we were going to come back later. He's like, "No, we'll come back later, and we'll take pictures and we'll show everyone." But I will show you. I will leave you with John, with the Dickens carolers. Bye.